I guess this is going to be a strange room tour, declutter with me video. Hopefully my computer doesn't shut down. I don't know. It's going to be all over the place. I have a shirt on. I guess it's a bit colder, so I put on whatever you call one of these t-shirts. I better not move the camera too much, but yeah, okay, all right. We did recently talk about my kitchen bathroom setup, and I'm very happy with it. I think I even have decluttered some stuff and thought about what's going on here. Oh, we might have to start. So in this video, I think I am going to talk about things that I'm going to do my best not to part with, and I do feel this way about my antique mason jars. I definitely feel this way about my hanger collection. I really did want to start, but I am going to go through the hangers and choose the best ones eventually and put them in one of these boxes. I'm thinking 12 isn't going to work. My plan was to put all of my belongings in 12 of these giant boxes, but it seems because of the amount of toys that I have and love that there's no, it just wouldn't be plausible, but in the end I might end up with nothing. But I think my goal is, my plan is, it's impossible for me to afford a new place to live. I don't even have credentials to get a new place to live, so it would be it's absolutely impossible. That I have to be a nomad. That has to be my future. There's no other possibility at this point. Maybe something will happen in 9 months, but that's basically what I have. We should start with this window. So I don't know if anybody has ever made window hangings like this, but these are, this I guess is a clothing rack. I probably have videos talking about this. And here I might have to, oh please don't, okay, there we go. Broomstick that I got at the dollar store, which I like, and we'll see more of those around. These, I think they're drying racks. I think I had them for 20 years, I would say, probably, and I think they had cloth hinges on them, and I think that they were so worn out that I took them apart. Even the bottoms of these are probably like rotten wood. They're kind of rotten, but it's just it's nice old oak, and I love them and have taken them around and used them for multiple purposes, mostly drying clothes on. They came in a set of 3, so it was kind of like a room divider, trifold kind of thing. One of them has a metal tag on it, which is really cool. Oh, it's right here, which says what it is. So I use it as a window treatment, which I think is amazing, and the way that it's set up worked out so well for me. This curtain, which is a drop cloth from the dollar store, something that I probably will take with me. I probably won't take all of them. I have so many of them. I use them for so many purposes. I use them as kind of like a drop cloth protector when I'm doing projects on my bed, which happens all the time. I use them as curtains for this giant shelving unit. These are more expensive, larger drop cloths that I use for the curtains. I'm thinking these ones might come down in this video. I haven't decided yet. No, I guess they're not going to be coming down this video. We already know this video is going to be really, really long. Anyway, so the way that I have... How come the computer didn't shut off then? Story of my life. Alright, okay. Now I should be afraid to move the... I cracked something on the computer here. I'm going to get my glasses. I totally can't move the screen. We're going to have to deal with that later. I'm so clumsy. I don't know how that fell. Well, I do know how it fell. It's balanced on a popcorn maker. But until this video is done recording, I won't stop messing around with it. Okay. So I guess you can see on one side without me being. Good Lord, this is super scary. This computer is $300. It was the best I could do. It's kind of been giving me problems recently. So I can't edit on it, even though I don't have time to edit. So this scenario is a God-sent blessing that it's just teaching me to do things the way that I should be doing things. Okay, so when I'm in here, I just put it like this so I can still get a breeze in the window and no one can see in. When it's like this, anybody walking up my driveway can see me standing here. So I love the fact that I have this angle where I can still have this breeze and it's also separated from the window a little bit. This is perfection for me. Like it totally worked out. The cloth is folded exactly in half and it fits perfectly on there. It's easy to just rip off. It's just hanging over like a towel hanging on the towel rack. It's so easy for me to throw in the wash. Right now we will let as much airflow come in. I don't have my fans on or anything, and hopefully this doesn't shut down because I will lose the recording altogether. I have it on hooks and the hooks are hanging on the broomstick like I said, and just craziness. Okay, over here I like how I have this counter raised by this plastic container. It is so funny when I like plastic, because we are going to talk about that, but every once in a while, plastic bins, as much as I'm not a fan of plastic. I don't need glasses on. It's a little thing that I want to clean off there. I don't know what that was. I keep my excess food in there. Again, you can see a whole kitchen tour thing. This is unacceptable. I do keep my extra towels that I use in one of these, I think they're called bus bins. I think that's what they are. But I think that they're kind of like old school industrial enough, which is why I like them. But okay, so you can see how this is a level counter. I don't put anything in here. I think I used to store extra potatoes in there, and maybe that will happen again in the winter time, but I think I'm just going to come up with some other solution, and I'm going to take that extra level out. I have just decided, so you saw what it looked like. I've got this extra tray that I use. Sometimes I need it for food. That's not good enough. Okay, that's what I really wanted this video to be about. Me going through and saying, that's not good enough, this is good enough, this isn't good enough. And I've also noticed that the plastic is kind of disintegrating over time. But I mean, that's what we're working with. I don't need this anymore. We can use this to go around collecting things that I also don't need. Okay, so I have decided that we can get rid of the plastic stuff, and I love that enamel tray. And this is kind of an enamel tray, but it's not antique the way that this one that I use as a countertop is. I could be doing this whole video in vain. It might not work. I don't know, the numbers are still going, and yeah, they're still going, 9 minutes in. Alright, so that's what we're doing. It doesn't matter. It's my collection of antique bowls that I actually use, every single one of them. They all have purposes, like for holding fruits and vegetables when I have some. Obviously, I have none right now, which I don't understand because it is the fall season. There should be good deals on produce, but it's the times. The times are changing. There's like in the same way that there's no way I can afford a place to live. There's no way that I can afford to buy all of the produce and stuff that I need. All right, more of those broomsticks. I used to have them just standing out of this bin here, but I decided to put them back up there. They go up and down there all the time. They're good for hanging wet things on them. I bought them at the dollar store. They look super industrial antique, which I guess we will see that is what I like. In my last video, I did decide to take these things away, and I took them away, but I put them back, I guess, on purpose for this video so that I can show you me doing it again. I think I even took them downstairs and put them in a box, but I also was very hesitant about these plates because I kind of wanted to, they just feel so Christmassy to me, so I kind of wanted to just keep them out for the fall. Just, I don't know, they're not worth anything. They're just, vintage plates that are kind of nice and make me feel like I'm a pioneer, but we're getting rid of it. And then these two things I just recently bought. I mean, in the past few months. They're not super antique. They are made in England. You can probably, I can't read that. You can probably read it better than me. But they're not as old. I don't need them. And when I'm looking at all these other things, those are what I want to keep. Now, I did put some stuff over here that is just, it is totally disposable, but these are toys. I was going through my toy room. On my other channel, on my toy channel, I did start a series, a decluttering series, a hoarding toy series. So we go into my toy hoarder room, we take out the stuff, we talk about that stuff. Those are just two little birds that I found in there, and I don't think they work anymore. They are solar powered. I am throwing out, I have a box of stuff that I'm throwing out. I am throwing out their solar mechanisms, and I probably would just, this is all I wanted them for. I didn't like when they chirped, so I don't really wanted them. And I did used to just place them around my house because they're made to scale and they're made to look like the real birds. And one of my cardinal one is stolen, which I had a time when I don't know. I don't want to go into that, but one of them was stolen out of my home when I had roommates and people coming in all the time. And very peculiar. Anyway, so I took that away. This, I was going to declutter this time, but I found it in this house when I moved in, and I kind of like it. So I did decide at the last minute not to declutter that, but we're going to do that, and we're just going to keep. Oh, this is also something I just bought it at a thrift store. That's probably new sake, and not what I want anyway. Okay. Oddly, because I like everything perfect, and it takes me like an hour just to make my bed. Not an hour. Probably takes me close to a half hour to make my bed each day, which is a whole other thing. I probably do talk about that in the video that I made of me making my bed, which I think took an hour to do in the video. But I don't mind. These are just some. I took away one of my lights from there just to make things easier and have less cables. Just by taking away this one light, I was able to take away more actually, I was able to take away 2 extension cords. So I did that instead, and I actually bought more things. And we do have to talk about that too, because I bought stuff. I bought this fan. It doesn't work. As it's a metal body, and it looks industrial, and it looks like a barn, and it looks like it's a milk house, whatever, a milk house fan or heater. But I do have to use a space heater for heating up toys sometimes. I'm not going to get into that either. Sometimes I remove heads from toys and you have to heat them up to do it. Sometimes I need a little more heat in here because I kind of have to, even though this is the hottest room in the house probably, but I have to cover up my vents to stop smoking and incense coming in. But the fan doesn't work. It's not very strong on this thing. I don't mind the noise. I like a fan that makes a heavy amount of noise because it blocks out the other environmental noises that are around. So I'm totally in. I have been solving that problem and really working on that. And if there's just noise that's around, I mean, why not record a video? I don't really care if there's noise in the background of a video when I'm watching a video. So what a great opportunity. I can also turn on music that I like to enjoy and blast that louder than the other music. That works. And then at night I've been just playing different YouTube videos of the ocean, I don't want to say ocean because I say ocean like a maritimer, but out. I've learned to say, instead of saying oat, which I used to say, I say out now. So I don't know how to say ocean. I'm not going to say ocean. So ocean, soft. I gotta work on my ocean. My Canadian accent. But it's a different Canadian accent. It's enough. No accents. We're not talking about accents. The accent walls are doing very well. There's not extra stuff up there. I have packed away a lot of things. I even brought in new things because I made space and less space. I do need to change one of those, one of the shelves around like I did in another video because over time they bow down the middle. So my trick to that is just to take them apart, turn them around, and then we're back to less bowing. So there is one on the bottom there. I think both of the ones on the bottom, I have to do that to make myself happy, and that is what I'm doing in here during this period. I am, because we don't know what tomorrow brings, but while I'm here, I'm going to make the most of it, and I am, because I have to, okay, now we're all over the place as always. I, in fact, love decluttering, and I love getting rid of things, and I love identifying, and I love really choosing. That stuff is so easy for me, and I know that that's the hardest part for most people. The hardest part for me is the eBay. It's like, I'm trying to explain, I think it was in my last video, I tried to explain what it feels like, and it must be an ADHD thing, because it's the best way I can describe it is like it physically hurts me to sit down and read something on a computer. And data entry, I even had a job as a data, well, I wasn't as data entry, but a large portion of it was data entry, and it took me longer. I've probably told this story a million times. It took me longer than anyone else, probably 10 times the amount of time for me to do this stuff. But there were people who came to me specifically to do the work because they knew that I would catch the mistakes. And it's the same way. It's the same way for me for everything that I do. It does take me longer, and and maybe I do things wrong. Maybe it's wrong. They say that there's two types of people. People who grind through the stuff that they don't want to do. They do it first, they get it over with, and then there's the people who procrastinate and then do the things that they want to do first. And then, well, I'm definitely that, but I usually find a way to make the things that are really difficult easy for me. Like, for example, putting on music that you like while you're doing a task that you don't like. I love the invention of the podcast is incredible, because doing dishes and doing chores is so much fun, where you can learn and listen to things and enjoy yourself. Radio in itself is fantastic. It's just great music playing while you're clean. All I want to do is clean and sort. That's what I want to do with my life. It's the sitting at the computer and the putting the stuff first. There's so many. First you have to do the research and see what the thing's worth, and then you have to put it in, and then taking the pictures, it's like I have to set things up better, I guess, because then the way that I put, maybe the best thing for me to do is not to split up the way that I do. Maybe it's to do one thing at a time. Of course, that takes longer, again, but like when I sit down, so I have to do the research. You have to search to see how much something is worth. So then you know how much to put it in, and then you put the item in. And then what I do is I come back later to take the pictures all at once, right? So I'll save everything. But then taking the pictures kills my back. Like it hurt, like the way that, so I have to like set up, like I have a stand-up desk so that I won't hurt my back when I'm doing toy reviews. So what I should probably do, how is this a video about what I'm getting rid of? So many tangents, but it is. So this really does help a lot doing toy reviews. So maybe this is how I should also set up some kind of, or make this also work as the place to photograph the items that I'm selling. That is that's probably the answer. That's why I make these videos. They provide me the answers. Castle Grayskull. This is the original Castle Grayskull from the 80s. This is the new one, which they made more durable and better and added other features to it. It's definitely more durable. See, this is a struggle. This one I want for the nostalgic, but this one I want to for playing with, for actually like touching. This one I can't. I think I best pack that away. The stuff just sits here, gets dusty. Even that just gets dusty. Anyway, I love how I have everything set up. I think I skipped over the part where I talked about how on my other toy channel I did start a de-hoarding series. So I got rid of a lot of stuff. This is a lot of bins. This is all of their lids. So I downsized a lot of things. It's the problem going on here. So I put them in plastic bags, ready to like do research on them and list them. And I put them all into one box in plastic bags, so they're separated, but not in the bins, just to make it easier to free up some space. So that definitely helps a lot. So those things, like if I free up more space in the toy room, then I can. It's definitely an ADHD thing, because I've heard people talk about it. The less I have in here, the less I have around my workspace, the easier it is for me. The less I have to like see and clean before I start another project, because I can't stop thinking about the distraction, the mess, the before I. So that is something that I've learned over the years, and what I've learned is a tactic that ADHD people do use, is that they set up ways to make things easy for them to do. So it kind of kills me that I have to stack my bowls, and I which I probably mentioned before a million times too. In an ideal situation, I'd have each bowl on a long shelf. I really am a minimalist, and despite what it might look like here, it's just that there's not a lot of space here. I don't have a lot of stuff. But it would be so much easier to be able to have just this open shelf where I could take off the bowl that I wanted, and then I knew that place was where the whole having to nest the bowls into one another is kind of a deterrent, and it's an extra step, and also very dangerous for my clumsiness, because it's just more steps that I have to make clumsy. Anyway, so the place is getting cleaned up. It would be so much better if I can empty more and more bins, so the bins of the stuff that I actually want to keep can go out, and I can make more space for taking photographs of stuff. Now I have to be out of here in 9 months, I think. Time goes by so quickly. It was 10 months. It's probably 9 now, because months go by. I'm still going to finally, I've talked about doing this forever. Now, it would have been so much easier for me had I had more of this kind of shelf, but I don't have this kind of shelf. I have mostly more. I only have one other shelving unit of this kind of shelf. I need, wait a minute. Oh yeah. I want it to be all one piece. Now these have to be left behind, and I have had them, bought them, gotten rid of them, taken them apart, made other shelves with them. I had one room once that was, I filled every single, it was so cool actually. I had, I think I had 20-foot ceilings, and I put all those boards, and I think, yeah, my toy channel, I definitely, in my toy channel had videos with it as my backdrop. But yeah, it went all the way to the ceiling, and we had these slats, and they were all, every single wall. It was just, I had them all butted together, so every inch of wall was covered with the shelving that I built, this narrow shelving that I could display all of the toys that I had on. It was pretty sweet. Nonetheless, I am going to make this a full unit. You can't tell that it's not a full unit, as you can see, so it's not like a priority. But I guess the reason I haven't done it is because there hasn't been the space to remove. But the more I get rid of, the more I will. I guess saying it seems like such a ridiculous, stupid thing to do, but I mean, when I go, I will be abandoning these things, and that's what I kind of wanted to make this video about. So I have bought things to make things easier. I keep dropping these over, knocking these over, but I have, because of the way that they're stands, so I did consider buying new stands for these, which these are just from the dollar store. And I was going to look at the dollar store for more sturdy stands, or I was going to build some kind of stand to be creative. But what I did was I just crunched them down more. As you can, like, it's that bendy stuff, right? I had them like this. So, I mean, I think that solved my problem, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. But it does bother me having plastic things. Like, it would be so nice if they made, I know that they make better versions of ring lights, but also my budget, and I think I do a pretty good job choosing the things that fit into my budget. Like, you can't even see those lights, but this is the setup, and how lucky am I that my style is so industrial. The lanterns, they were fun to have. I made them. I took real lanterns from the dollar store again, ones that I liked in black metal, which I like, put light bulbs in them. I put a video on this channel of how I made them. Anyway, put them on a dimmer too, which is so great. I love that. These lamps also I made, and I do love them. I just did a good dusting of this area, which was so good because it hadn't been done in a while. The dimmer makes them look so much even real, but we need as much light as possible in here. Anyway, they would have to be destroyed. They'd have to be gotten rid of. These things I don't want to get rid of. The shelving all has to, I would buy it again. Usually it's from IKEA. IKEA, they change it, which is why they don't match, because over the years, sometimes I manage to bring some of it with me, and some of it I have to leave behind. But I think I wouldn't take any of the shelving. I would just take 12 or 24 boxes of stuff that can fit in. But these things I want to take with me. And then this new drying rack, which comes in handy, I'd want to take this with me. This antique metal chest, I think I've decided that has to go. these chairs are like dream chairs for me. So these I would want to take. So hopefully there'd be a little space. I have 4 of them. I use them as surfaces for putting stuff on. This is the clothing that I've worn. What do you do with the clothes that you've worn? I did have it airing out. I just folded it today. Like I just, I hang it loosely over a chair. I think that's very common for people to do. Stuff that's not really dirty, but you wore. So it got a little chilly, so I put on a sweatshirt and some sweatpants the other day. This blanket I was snuggling under one day, and just a shirt that I wore once, and I normally just wear a towel. Oh, and these shorts were folded in this pile, but I put them on to take out some garbage before I started this video. And I also recorded a toy video, which is why I have this shirt on, and I never took it off. So those can come out. Decorating with cardboard boxes. I talk about this quite often. If they're all the same, they look so neat and tidy, and I prefer the look of a cardboard box to a plastic tote. And yeah, it sparks way more joy than a plastic tote, but you know that a transparent plastic tote works out so much better for protecting and for seeing what's the contents. So there are definitely advantages, and again, like enjoying my toy collection and really taking inventory of what I have really helps a lot. Okay, my Playboy centerfold girlfriend, who I got this clock from, I think I'll probably that's like my dream clock. Like the font, the size of it, it's huge. It's got the black and the chrome and the actually black and brass would probably be my ideal situation. I definitely prefer brass over chrome, but it's harder to come by, and yeah, it's less. Yeah, you have to pay more for that stuff. But I guess in my ideal world, if I was a millionaire, what would I do? And the fact that I can't get a gold bucket, I can get a chrome bucket, and this bucket, which, oh yeah, we didn't finish doing that. Oh, and I didn't finish talking about this, which I guess this could be a good segue. I bought these hooks recently, and this door was ugly, and I mean, not that poster isn't ugly, but I use this for toy reviews, and I can put things down on a road, and it's really cute, and it's made by my favorite toy company, so I can always I don't like to mix toy companies, so if I'm doing a review for a toy company specifically, I left that up to be funny, but I do. That's an example. One of the things. Oh, I can't wait to show you that in an upcoming video, probably on Sunday. I'll try to do it on Sunday. Everything that I wore this summer, and we'll declutter everything that I did not wear. Where was I going with that? Plastic. What do they call those? Plastic strips? Plastic hooks? Oh man, I totally forgot. Anyway, those plastic hooks that you can buy that have this pull tabs on them, that they're safety things. I don't agree with that. Now these are from the dollar store too, but they're metal ones, and they had some adhesive on them, and they were black, and I thought that they would fit better. And I used my old-fashioned like bull clips to weigh this down, maybe take out some of the wrinkles. I guess it doesn't really matter to me. The door was plain, and it definitely fits onto the toy wall, so it just is an extension of it. It's a mix of my colorful toy obsession and my antiqueness. I tried to make the door look as antique as I possibly could, which again is why I added those broomsticks, but they're all so functional. But I think that it adds like some kind of detail to it, and it makes me happy. All right, these things, sometimes the stuff is so hidden that I forget that I have it. But these mail bins, they they are something that I collected over the years, and they do mean a lot to me, and I would want them in any space that I had. Just like that clock, I would really like to keep. But you know what? I might not be able to keep anything. Like, I might be able to keep. I was thinking, what do I take with me? Fingernail clippers. Oh, that's where we're going today. This mirror, not really my aesthetic, but it is doing the job, because I have dropped so many hand mirrors, and it would mean basically, like, I would want. Wait, I do have one of those. I have an antique silver hand mirror, but I guess I have that put away in my where do I keep that stuff? I must have it in my. I like have a tote of if I lived in my perfect home, stuff that I would bring out and put around. And I think I do have a silver hand mirror that's super antique. But this, I think this might be one of the things I have to take with me. And I take it outside. My hair is getting long. It might not look like it's getting long, but it's starting to really annoy me. I think it doesn't look as good. So I will be shaving it tomorrow outside, which always makes less mess. So I do like to do that, and I do need to take my clippers. That seems so out of place for me. But one thing about it is that, in the same way that I like specific toys, it's really sturdy, and it's a really good quality spray bottle. So that's why it's acceptable. It's acceptable in the same way that I like the toys, but it's not really. We could probably do better. But again, I have to do the best I can with the dollar store, which is where I got these buckets. Which, that is my take it outside tote, but I do use them as recycling bins, and my garbage bin in there, and so when I do my chores every second day, I am going to shave my head. Now, here's something that I'm going to invest in the same way that I invested in that dual purpose fan, which it didn't totally work out for me, because I think I'm still keeping that fan because it works so much better. But I need as many fans as I want. I also need to interrupt myself again, because here is the space heater it makes a lot of noise. Oh yeah, that one doesn't make as much noise. This thing, like, so that gets to go in here. Finally, I will just put it in the house somewhere and just leave it, because it's not even actually mine. This and this I will use for now, but at some point I do know that there are other ones online, and I will buy one that does both. Because if I am going to be a homeless nomad and traveling the world with no place to stay, I know that there's one that does both of these things and has really good reviews. Or there's a few of them. What I'm trying to say is they exist. And in fact, wait, how much charge is on this one? I think there's probably enough charge on that one too. So I'm going to both of these, and I'll also shave tomorrow outside. I kind of have to shave every day. This is my day of not shaving. I've been shaving every second day, and the gray beard, man, it doesn't look good. You might have noticed in this video that depending on the lighting, my hair can look much darker, or I can look super. Look at the wrinkles here. Or maybe that's muscles. I don't know. I don't know. Am I skinny? Am I muscular? Am I old? Am I young? I don't know. It keeps changing. Anyway, the gray hair does not help, and having a gray beard, it's not cool. It looks bad. It looks really bad. right. Here's something else that I recently bought. So I am buying things. These bags to help me. They really are helping me sort my toys. And I do. Oh yeah, that's what I need. I need to buy more of these because you can get 40 for $1.50, which is a great deal. And I was going to just take them from the grocery store because you know those bags that you can take. But I need a lot of them and I need them fast. I used to take extra ones when I was at the grocery store, but the amount that I needed, I don't know. I thought about like, can I steal a roll of these? Can I buy a roll of those plastic bags? I looked online too, and it's more expensive to buy a roll of those from Amazon than it is to go to the Dollar Tree. And I also, this might be a pro tip. I don't think they're as big. They're not as big as the grocery bags, but to test them, I bought poop bags because they were really cheap. You could get 60 poop bags for $1.50, and I have been storing things into those. They're pretty. Oh, they're a pretty good size for splitting up the toys, but they're not as big as those grocery bags that come in very handy. So I do need those, and I do need those things for packing and protecting toys and stuff. Oh, and let's talk about these guys again, which I should totally regret buying them, but the amount of joy that these, I already think it's worth it. I don't think it was a waste of money. I needed these guys. I mean, they're totally. I have to think of them as disposable. But I want them, and they're from the dollar store, and they're made so well, so they're quality, and they're adorable, and I don't know what that is. I don't know. I'm stunted, but I mean, I guess I know. I mean, it doesn't take much to figure out why somebody is trapped in childhood or stuck with loving toys because. Yeah, you know, it's my best memory is toys. It's the only thing I had to, you know, the only thing I had, and they were mine. That was very telling. Okay, so I think I have decided that these have to go because as much as this one's got a stamp on it and everything, it might be really, really old. I just don't really like it. I'm not going to take it down right now because they are probably really dusty and I want to dust them off. But these two I love, though, and I'm going to try to hang on to those for as long as I possibly can. But again, I might have to abandon everything. It's so funny how this is working because what's happening here is I'm going to get rid of all of the things that I 100% don't want. But in the end, I might not be able to keep anything. So it's fine. It's fine. And the stuff that I'll have to get rid of last is the stuff that I'll want the most. I guess that's not so funny. That is the right way to do things. So you just pick and dwindle and get rid of and purge, and from that pile you purge more, and from the next pile you purge more and more and more until you have a pair of fingernail clippers and a mirror that's not breakable, like my laptop. I can't believe that a piece is coming off it. Might have to buy a new laptop. We got to save up for that. That is also my goal too. Would be to. I'll have no more responsibility, which is crazy. The responsibility that I have of taking care of a house takes up a lot of my time. But I would definitely get a MacBook Air because of its lightness. It's low weight, even though I've had two of them, which I totally blew up from using so much. And then that's when somebody told me to buy a MacBook Pro because I could use it more. But that one I wore out too. So I think because I use it so much, and like my computer is on 20 every waking hour. I'm using my computer nonstop. Like as non hardworking as I feel, because it takes me so long to do anything. I mean, it's like a podcast playing in the background, or like when I'm not actually typing on it, there's always something happening on it. I mean, it's my replacement for human interaction. I mean, that's what this vlog is, and I don't want it any other way. I don't. If there's a lesson, okay, I think I'm done. Even though there's lots of things, that pillar from Degrassi Street, I really want to keep that because that has meaning to me. I have carefully chosen these things. I actually kept these two sparkly things here because they mimic the sparkly chandelier thing, which I probably want to keep because it's made of tin and glass. Yet it's like really rudimentary and yet antique, even though it's from IKEA. But you can't get some, things come out at IKEA that you can't again. Where was I going with this? It was really sad, and oh my god, I totally forgot. It was really important too. Oh dear Lord. Oh God. God. I mean, it's all bullshit that I've said before. We are closing this out. I got rid of a tiny bit of stuff. I'm gonna dust those off and get rid of those finally too because I don't need them. The birds I'm just having out because they're adorable, and I would throw them in the garbage because I don't think they're sellable or wanted, and I probably can replace them. I'm sure that there's some company making true to life birds for putting up on your putting decorating with. Nor maybe do I not want it. I would definitely choose my insulators, which I want to keep those so badly. Hopefully I can. Maybe I can have one box full of one of the 12 boxes that I plan on putting in storage, and hopefully I have enough money each month to pay for that storage unit instead of paying for rent and traveling to warm places, because that's probably the only way. Yet not take drugs and not be crazy or any more crazy. Oh, I knew it would 360. I knew it would come around. So if I was to give advice to anyone to say what the most important thing is, and I do know this and I do believe this, why I am different from everyone else, I don't know what to tell you, but the most important thing is to like friends and family, and to I just it's never been a part of my life. So, well, that's not true. There were times, there were some good times like that, but I think that there's been so much, and it's been so instilled earlier, and I've had a taste of it. I know what it's like to have really good friends. I know what it's like to have. I don't know what it's like to have a normal family situation, but I do have, like, what do you call those, distance, like cousins and stuff that I have, and I have also had been I'm very easily close to people. I get really close to people really easily, so I know what a real family looks like. However, oh yeah, there's the TV thing. So because of my early development bullshit, my viewpoint of friends and family is either it's two extremes. It's the perfect scenarios which you saw on television, or it's my reality of what it really was like, and it's yeah. But nonetheless, I don't feel screwed up. I love my life. So it's unsustainable, but we can fix that. I think we can fix that as the world seems to be evolving into a place where they're seeing what true authenticity is. There's no one more authentic than me. So hopefully enough people would be interested in, well, I don't know, maybe they won't be. Maybe we always want to see. I do always know that we come back to being animals, and there's like we want to see torture, and we want to see depravity, and we want to see these train wrecks. That's what we're interested in. I just, why can't I be a train wreck enough to be interesting? I mean, I can't. I should have never chosen. I should have never liked YouTube. But I mean, it goes back to TV. It goes back to the TV was my whole life. TV and toys. So it makes sense that I'm doing what I do, but I'm not good at it because of this. And I try to write the stuff down and make lists of things of how I should do it, and it just gets so jumbled. I definitely can't do it on paper. The computer definitely saves me that way because of the way that I talk. I've also noticed this in the beginning when I was making videos and I was highly editing them. I could move around the words of my brain, and if I took stuff from what I've said 5 minutes ago and stuck it and added it to things that I said, 2 minutes ago, I could mash it together, and the cohesive thought was in there somewhere. But I do realize that, and I am so judgmental, and the thing is, guess what? I have to. It is really good to remind myself that the people that I am judgmental about, I don't want them watching my videos anyway. So there's probably just a select few. So maybe it's not. So I can't speak. So why am I making YouTube? But maybe that's super authentic. I'm doing it anyway. It's so good for me. Okay, so this is part of the social interaction that I miss in life. I've also noticed that I'm not socially awkward when I have to be, when there's a purpose, and I don't try. So there's no reason for me to try to talk to a person. I never do that. If there's a reason, I don't have a problem talking to you. If I'm making up a reason, I have no interest in doing that. So, and there's very few times. This is not what this video is about. This is supposed to be simple. There are very few times that I need to talk to somebody, or no, there are very few times that I want to talk to people. And what I've learned over the years is that nobody knows anything. Even if you want to find something in a store, usually I know better than the person I'm going to ask. So, and they'll give you the wrong information. Have you ever tried that? Can people trying to help me in a toy store? Well, can I help you find something? Yeah, like you know where it is better than I do. So, thank you. I do want these bins. They're kind of hidden in there. They're kind of hidden up there. I kind of forgot about them. Would they fit in one of the boxes? They could be one of the boxes. And I want the boxes more than I want totes. I've talked about that in other videos too. And I need the yoga mats. That is something that I was going to talk about. I'm going to hang the outside bucket up here where I keep my razors and then I put my bathing suits in there too. My different bathing suits for the different things. But I can't put my yoga mats back in there. I've decided that we're not going to yoga. I mean, I might feel different as the sad sits in, as there's less sun. summer's not over yet. I'm going to talk about that more in the what I wore this summer video, because this is Canada, but in the past few years we still have a whole month of a month or two of summer left. So we will be talking more about summer and weather and clothing in the next video I make. Hopefully it'll be the next video I make. But I tried this new yoga studio opened up, and I tried. The teachers aren't. The teachers are fine. I don't know. I've only actually, that was one of the problems, is that the preview days, it was only one teacher. I didn't get to experience any of the other teachers. I also didn't understand the sale that they were offering. I can't get the whole point here is I can't get my yoga mats back in this closet until I keep packing. I keep getting toys ready to sell, but I do the part where I don't want this. I'm decluttering this and decluttering this. But when I get to the part where it's time to list them, it doesn't get done. Also thinking maybe I need to just stop YouTube completely 100%. And even if I only list one item, then so be it. But better than wasting my time. It's not a waste of time though. I need to do this. I need to talk it out, which it really does help. I did decide to, talking it out helps, but also after I talk about it, things do, I noticed something that I've hidden. It's so funny. This is very IKEA. I guess I have a lot of this shadow box I had planned on putting toys in, and I kind of hid it. I was going to put my favorite toys in there. Just 2 Masters of the Universe action figures, but I don't have a place to put on the wall. I think I'm just getting rid of that. Yeah, I am. It's dusty. So let me wipe that off. Yeah. That is a project. It would be really fun to do that. Also, these 2 boxes right here are junk journals. I even bought junk journal supplies, which I probably won't even want to get rid of because they're some things. Oh yeah, junk journal. I don't have time to make a junk journal. Well, maybe you need to do creative outlets, but my creative outlets are like toy channel stuff, so I can monetize them at least. We need to get this channel monetized, but maybe this can never happen, even though I've got enough subscribers, but nobody wants to watch a video about some freak. I like myself though. I can honestly say that. So how's that a good way to end this video? Can't get my yoga mats back in the closet until I list the fucking things. So can I pull my shit together? Can I suck it up? Can I, that's what this whole video is about, is that it's painful. It's painful for me to do some things. I tried to think about how I could explain it to you. Maybe I'm just being like, even though the ADHD people who tell you that it's different, you're different, it's okay, people don't understand, you're not lazy. But I'm 100, I don't blame anyone for the situation I'm in. I'm 100% responsible, and that's wherein a huge bit of the problem lies. But I'm sorry, I'm not. It is when do you get to not? Yeah. Anybody who putting the blame on someone else. I am responsible for getting out of this. But here's the analogy. So for me to do something written or to concentrate on like writing something, or it's so funny because you can be really it's fun to be creative writing when you're doing something creative and you're writing. That's not as hard. That's easier because you're doing something creative. But when you have to do something that's It's so weird because I like doing physical technical things. So easy for me to do. I can do monotonous tasks for long periods of time, and I totally enjoy doing them. It's totally a writing. It's reading and writing thing. I can't sit down and read like. I'm trying to think about reading something that I'm interested in. Even that is difficult. Even that exponentially harder to do than someone else. Where was I going? Why was I talking about this? Oh, I was going to give you the analogy. So, I've never gone running before, but this is, and I can say it's like the middle of the winter. It's freezing. There's snow on the ground, and you have to go running. And I kind of know what this analogy feels like, because because you can get into a groove. Like if you are going like to the gym or something. I've never gone to a gym before, which that's a whole other video. We have to talk about that. Is what's going on there. You want to go somewhere, but it's you have to go for a run, right? But this is what it feels like to do anything that's reading and writing. You have to, yeah, you have to go for a run, and it's the middle of January and it's freezing. There's snow on the ground. It is so cold. It's I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit, but it's -40 outside, and you want to go. But the thing about that is that your body heats up. And like when you go to the gym and once you get started, it gets easier, maybe it gets a little more fun. But for me and reading and writing and all that bullshit, it doesn't get it you don't get into a groove. It doesn't get fun. It's just every moment is like pushing yourself to get out the door. Every single step of the way is like saying just step outside the door. And it doesn't get easier. There is no flow to get into. It's just constant. This is so hard. This is painful. This is agonizing. That's what it's like for me to read and write. But I can do it, and I have to do it, and I have to force myself, and I'm the first person to tell you if something is difficult, do it more. But I'm also the first person to tell you that, guess what? There are things that you can't do. Like, as much as people tell you that, oh yeah, you're like, this is life experience for you kids. Which this isn't a good way to end the video, but like all those all those like those delusional kids that want to be singers and ballerinas and professional dancers, and they can't sing. I guess it's the same way for me wanting to be a YouTuber and not being able to talk. It's just, yeah, I remember in the same way that some people remember the negative comments that people have told them, which of course I do. I do remember people telling me that I'm charismatic, but I can't be. Yeah, I can't be. But sometimes I trick myself in thinking, I wonder if I talked long enough and it's finally dinner time, because I'm hungry. Anyway, I do like myself, and I do love my days, and I love my days so much that I don't even feel guilty for the stuff that I should feel really, really guilty for. And I know that things are so much better if I would just sell my shit and pay off my debt, and there would be less accumulation of debt too, which is like, and it would be so easy to do if I just stopped doing everything else. I stop wasting my time, and I can get into a flow. That's not completely true. You can get into a flow, but I do have to figure out a better strategy where I'll be crippled the next day by however the way that I take the pictures of the stuff that I'm selling, because I guess it's the way that I'm bent over and stuff, which is why one of the main reasons why I stopped using Instagram, at least on the toy channel. I'm not inspired to do Instagram as a personal pictures of myself, because I feel so ugly and old now, and yeah. But on the at the same time, this is the best I've ever looked in my entire life. I also feel that, so there. We do have to come up with some kind of positive ending for this video. Oh my god, my computer's totally broken. Okay, and where was I totally forgot. Oh yeah, Instagram. Okay, because it hurts my back to get the right picture, and then aligning everything and making it look nice, and then realizing that my new phone has a worse camera on it, and the pictures aren't. Yeah, and I love taking pictures, but it physically hurts. So that's why. And then it's not why. You don't get anything. There's no benefit from putting pictures on Instagram. Maybe there isn't in other countries. I think people are making a lot of money from TikTok, which is so bizarre, because then I hear other people. Yeah, I think I follow the wrong people on social media. I think I just need $2,000 to live. Like, I can't. Which seems to be so much to me, $2,000 a month, which I know that I can live off of because I have before, but I think people need minimum 10. But however, that being said, I can't get an apartment for $2,000, so that's not true anymore, and that's what we've come to. And that's pretty much all of Canada. Even the small fishing community that I grew up in, it costs $2,000 to rent a place. So that's like, you don't make that by working in a store 40 hours a week. So I don't know what my options are. So my options are, there's something that I always said, though, that I said to myself: if things got so bad and you couldn't handle it anymore, and you didn't want to be here anymore, you just drop everything and go to a tropical paradise. I've always had that in the back of my head. I always knew that, like, there's. Yeah, that was, why not try? And that's the point that I'm at right now. It's like, there's no other options. So that is my option. Who knows if that'll work out? It might not even be. It could not be sustainable, but it's a good way to go out, and it would be great and happy. And I think I kind of tried it before. It wasn't warm enough, and I got really sick. I mean, what happens if I get sick in a foreign country? What happens if I get sick anywhere? In Canada, we have healthcare. So, I mean, it's just the reality of where we are today, and on top of me being 50 years old, and like, I've lived, I've experienced, I've done these things. I've tried this way of life. I've seen this way of life, and I've seen how the other half live. I know all this stuff, and I'm not willing to. I know who I can't be around. I don't have a friend or family option, so. But I have a lot of stuff worth a lot of money. Can I fucking sell it already? Anyway, know that. Trying to make my show. I have not been doing, those weights are on my floor next to my yoga mats to make me do my shoulder exercises, because if I'm going to be as skinny as I am, I have to, even though this this lighting and direction is good. Did you notice how was looking really skinny at some points in this video, and right now I look huge? All the extra time that I would have to exercise more. Just get a gym membership. What can I afford? So subscribe to this channel, and so that maybe I can just make videos. Because I don't know what else I can. I don't know what else I can do. Love you. Thanks for watching. Oh, that's for you.